Hey, happy holidays. I hope everyone's doing good. We were at the end of November and almost at the end of the year of 2025. We'll be in 2026 very shortly. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about why you should be leaving the UK and the USA. I'm going to give you some valid reasons, some critique, and let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Are you ready to leave? Where are you considering going to, etc.? Now, I have a large part of my audience is from the UK and from the USA, and I'm seeing the same complaints on both sides, right? A lot of people complain about how life is, how they want to get away, etc. And this channel, these are the type of things we focus on, right? So the first reason why you should consider leaving the UK and or the USA is because the work to life balance. Like in the UK and USA, yeah, we hustle, we work a lot, we try to earn money, capitalism, cash is king, all these expressions we use, time is money, we're always focused on what's the next dollar, what's the next move. Well, a lot of times when you go to places like Portugal, Spain, New Zealand, etc., you see a more relaxed way of life, a more appreciative way of life, working less hours, but still being financially comfortable. It's possible, right? It's normal nowadays in America to be working 2-3 jobs, especially with inflation and things like that. When you go to Portugal, you go to Spain, they may not even work a full 40 hours, right? And they still have an amazing social life. They connect with friends, family, etc. I personally lived in Spain for 6 months, and outside of living there, I visited like maybe 4 times, right? And I can say every time I go there, it's just magical. It's just so relaxed. The people are warm, inviting, etc. I'm like, man, kind of wish we had this in the States, right? I understand we want to make money and everything, but there's more to life than just money, right? Which brings me to my next point, the cost of living. One of the significant complaints I see among this community and among other travel creators is people talk about the cost of living. So currently in Las Vegas, Nevada, I'm paying about $1,600 for a 1-bedroom, right? And I know some people paying $1,800, etc. If you live in San Francisco, New York, Miami, forget about it. Even worse, you might be paying $3,000 plus a month. That's how crazy it's getting. It's getting really out of hand. I see people every day at the grocery store stealing groceries because they're like, yo, this costs so much, I'm gonna just take it, whatever. And this is becoming big across a lot of Western countries. It's not just the USA, you see it in the UK, you see it in Australia, etc. It's becoming a thing. Inflation is slowly creeping up on us and people are looking for ways out. If you go somewhere like Vietnam, if you go somewhere like Brazil, Colombia, Cambodia, Malaysia, Thailand, all these other places, you can live comfortably for a fraction of the cost. When I was in Thailand, the place I was staying in was a high-rise, had security, had swimming pool, weight room, all this type of stuff, and it was like $550 a month. And that's considered on the higher end because I'm in the main city, Bangkok, and I'm kind of in a tourist area. So if you get further out and you're not in the main city, forget about it, super cheap. You got Georgia, that's a beautiful option, right? Georgia, which is right next to Turkey, you can live comfortably there for $1,200 or less a month. That's food, transportation, insurance, etc. Right? You're not doing that anywhere in the UK. You'd be lucky if you can rent a room for $1,200, right? Like it's probably a doghouse or something at that point, right? Super affordable in all these other places. It's like you could wait until you're 65 to retire, or you can continue to make money, find passive sources of income, and then live somewhere that's a lot cheaper. And instead of retiring at 65, you may have took 10, 15 years off. Maybe you can retire at 55 or 50, right? This is the type of things we got to think about. We got to think long-term, currency arbitrage. What is in our financial best interest, but also our emotional and mental state? Do we really want to live somewhere where we're constantly worrying about paycheck to paycheck and the next man trying to out-hustle us or trying to stab us in the back for a couple of dollars? Are we willing to live somewhere that's comfortable, where you can trust people, where it's warm, somewhere like Malaysia, right? Where you don't have to worry about serious violent crime, firearms are hard to carry, right? You got Singapore next door. These are some of the options we got to consider. We talk about health. Let's talk about health care. The top 5 deaths in America are all health related, and we have one of the most expensive insurance options when it comes to health. If you don't believe me, Google it. Now you got ChatGPT, you can fact check everything I'm saying. You can fact check everything I'm saying right now. We have one of the most expensive insurances here in the United States, but we have the most overweight people, the highest rates of heart attack, the highest rates of cancer, top 5 deaths in America, all health related. We eat too much sugar, we got this going on. It's a whole matrix against us. It's like a thinking system, and you may not realize it when you're 10, 15, 20 years old, but as you get older, you start to experience more life. Things happen, you got maybe friends or family members who passed away, you go through the ups and downs, smiles and frowns, all type of turnarounds, and you realize, hey, this may not be it for me, right? I want to live somewhere where I don't got to question the food. We got over 3,000 different chemicals here. How come these people over here in Greece, Italy, and Japan live to be over 100 years old? They got something called blue zones where people typically live longer. Is it a coincidence that in these blue zones, they get a good amount of sunlight, they're close to the water, and they eat healthier food, and they have an active social life? When's the last time you said, you know what, I'm going to take a week off and just hang out with my friends and family? That's important in life. We as human beings are designed to be social creatures. We're not designed to sit in an office hunched over all day and deal with Joey and Bob who work in accounting who secretly don't like us, or they want to sleep with Sarah who works in the finance department, right? It's like a whole corporate game you got to play. We got to escape the matrix, create our own realities, enhance the life of the people around us, and enhance our life. So speaking of enhanced life, I want to go on to the next reason why you should consider leaving, right? Danger, danger, danger. You know, there's a stereotype that, oh, these other countries, they want to kidnap you or they want to use you because you're American, blah, blah, blah. All these things that we all probably heard, right? I told this story before, and I'm going to keep it short because I don't want to repeat the same story, but long story short, I used to live with a lady in California. She was Chinese Malaysian. And the only reason why I mentioned her ethnicity is because it's very important to the story. Her family came to Malaysia, right? Back in the day, she's an older lady. Like, she got to be probably in her 70s now, I'm assuming. But she used to tell me all the time, because I like the way she talked. I was like, oh, she talks cool. She's speaking English, but it's like with a cool little accent. You know, because in Singapore and Malaysia, you know, they get taught English a lot of times. But I was like, yeah, I want to visit Malaysia. She kept telling me, no, 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 it's dangerous. Don't go, no, no, no. Every time I brought up Malaysia, she would say something negative about it. So it was in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's dangerous, right? Same thing with Spain. I heard stories about it before I went. They told me don't go. So in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I guess I'm not going to go. But long story short, years later, I did end up going to Malaysia. And I'm very happy because I just made a video talking about how Kuala Lumpur is actually one of my favorite cities. You can see the video down below in the description. Make sure you finish watching this first. So I recommend people check out Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It's very dope. I definitely recommend it. It's a nice place. But if I would listen to her and assume that it was dangerous, I would never win. That's why it's important that we got to make our own decisions in life, right? We can't let someone tell us, hey, you can't leave America because all these other countries are dangerous. No, I'm here to tell you, a lot of it is propaganda. I was told not to go to Spain because I might get kidnapped. And I lived there for 6 months, never had any major issues as far as like firearms, as far as getting robbed, kidnapped, whatever, hatred. I never experienced any of it. Actually, it was kind of a low-key benefit to be American, if I'm being honest with you. In certain situations, people look at you like a higher up. Certain situations, people didn't care. They're like, oh, you're just another human being. But certain people will honestly kind of admire you for being American. They kind of look up to you. They listen to the music. They kind of dress similar, etc., etc. So if you're from the UK, you're from USA, you're going to experience this when you go abroad, how certain people will idolize your culture to a certain extent. Be respectful, though. Don't come in assuming that you're greater or you want to, have order amongst things. Brazil. I was told, don't go to Brazil. It's dangerous. Stay in the tourist part if you are going to go. Don't go by yourself, blah, 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 blah. I went to the tourist part and I went to the non-tourist part. I went outside during the daytime. I went outside during the nighttime. Now, I didn't go outside like at 1, 2 a.m. or whatever, but, you know, it was dark outside. I went outside. Hey, I just ordered a pizza. I need to go pick up the pizza, right? I live in this complex. They're not going to be able to bring it up to me, right? Just don't be silly. Don't walk around with your phone out doing the typical thing, right? People think all these countries are dangerous. Are there parts of Brazil that are dangerous? Of course. But there's parts of the United States that are dangerous. You probably have friends that you lost to firearms, to knives, to robberies, etc. Right? We have friends and family members who lost their lives. I don't know any friends or family members who lost their life abroad. Like most people who go abroad, they're safe. Anything can happen anywhere, so be prepared. But generally speaking, you'll be fine, right? But I'm going to get back on point. You know, that was a brief talking about the dangers and everything like that when it comes to living abroad, because that big stereotype is there. Another reason is you want to think about future generations. So let's say you're from the USA, Australia, America. You already got your passport, you already got your citizenship. It's solidified. They can't take it from you no matter what. But what if you have children, or what if you got a wife or a husband or a brother, sister, whatever, cousin? You got some other people connected to you and you want to enhance their life. How can you enhance their life? Dual citizenship, baby. Just think about that. Imagine you as an American and you go somewhere, you get citizenship there. Now you have a brother, or maybe you got a girlfriend or whatever, wife, whatever your situation is, and they want citizenship as well. Because you already planted your flag there, metaphorically speaking, of course, it's easier to bring them along with you. You can now sponsor them, or you can give them the information they need, like, hey, if you fill out this form, if you do this, 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 over this amount of time, you can get this, 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 right? And then let's say you have children, now they got 2 citizenships, because they're going to have your American or UK, Australia, wherever you're from, and then they're going to have the country that they were born in. So if you're like a foreigner or an American or whatever, you move to Spain, have children over there, now they got 2 citizenships, baby. Imagine the economic opportunities that are going to be presented to them. Imagine the amount of schools they can go to. If they want to study in Europe, or if they want to study in America, it's both available to them. So this is what I'm saying. We got to think smarter. We got to work smarter and not necessarily harder. But these are some quick little points I wanted to address real quick. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I've been responding to every single comment on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. I use the same username. I got more content coming soon. 2026 is almost here, baby. I'm about ready to start traveling again. I got the backup channel in the description. Make sure you go to my description here and you click, it says my second channel. Click my second channel, hit subscribe, because I'm going to be dropping some content on there sooner rather than later. I got a whole plan for 2026 and I'm excited. I'm not giving y'all everything right now, but I'm giving y'all enough right now. If you have any questions, if you're thinking about being a content creator, if you want to make videos, etc., let me know. I'll do my best to assist you. But I hope you have an amazing day. Peace.